smell nice for you guys. No, it was
Showers
just
are
like,
good.
well, it was just like I take my showers at night, and I usually do it around this time, and it just has been so warm today, and I've been doing a lot of housework, so I'm just like I feel grimy. Well, this Miss Lindsay, hello.
Right in there, didn't I? Hello.
You did.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, Des, there we go. You're ready. You're ready. Your cam is ready. So, oh man, speaking of button pushers, I'm gonna let you be the master button pusher.
Oh, I like to push the buttons.
She's so good with that.
I like to
Push my buttons, Lindsay. I dare you. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Hey, look at that. So yeah, obviously, I don't know what I'm like clicking on stuff and then it won't do it because there's a delay, and then I try to click it again and I mess it up. So
I roll up in here and just push a button.
Yeah. So we are on landscape.
Yeah. All right, Lost. You're channeling your Lost vibes.
I know it. Does Lost want to come up in the middle of the night and just chat with us? I mean, he is awake.
He's editing videos like a madman, I think.
I think he said that it was so close to his bedtime, or no, he was so close to my live streaming time, and he was still awake. So he stayed awake just for us.
Nice,
isn't that sweet?
Aww.
Isn't that sweet? He gave me the biggest compliment too. I mean, and you did too. And I just find it amazing that you both said like the exact same thing to me.
True.
I'm humble.
It's true.
I feel like I need my fan to fan myself off. I'm just like blushing here. Seriously, you cannot see this, but I think you feel like you're on the right track when stuff is flowing, and I think Des knows a lot more about how to like talk about the flow than I ever will.
The energy
seriously
flows.
But man, have you noticed like people are just popping on here with the theme of the week thing? And
I'm loving every second of it. Give me more.
Yeah, Give
I mean more. Well, hey, we're live on Facebook, by the way.
Hey.
Well, okay. Hi, Facebook. Hi to people that follow me. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I know. Usually when somebody comes over from Facebook, it's either my best friend forever, or my uncle.
I have like 5 whole active people on my Facebook page, and it's the only place I broadcast to. So, hi.
This kind of looks like toast right here. I don't know, but I was trying to like start the process since we're in America.
The process.
Yeah.
I know you're edgy about that word.
Well, I actually decided, okay, so the fingers are going to wind up being these particular.
So is everybody playing along with the morphing situation?
I don't know, but I do know that Des is going to do a butterfly, and I can just see her doing the most creative, most colorful, beautiful butterfly.
So ever. I created myself a roadmap, if you will.
Yes,
because that's our favorite term of the platform is roadmap.
Yeah,
and I felt like since I was wearing my HAPS shirt, I needed to do the honors of providing a roadmap for myself. So I decided that I'm going to take an ice cream cone and morph it into a microphone.
Oh, I love it.
That'll be fun.
Will it be edible? No.
Well, you can try.
Don't eat the microphone unless you're one of those.
If you lick it, it's yours. I don't care what you do with it afterwards.
There are some singers that tend to, eat the microphone. The lead singer from the Cramps being one of them. He just literally sticks the microphone in his mouth. Yeah.
So why not make it a nice?
He's just done. Nope, not 4x4. It's only 2x5, 3x5 sketch card. What? How did you fit Weezer on that small little card? Lost jumped into my show. It was cool to see him. Oh, that's cool. That is so nice that he's kept
Jeremy is a wizard. That's how he did it. I watched his magic unfold.
Yeah.
He's a wizard.
I know.
He is.
I'm just, really happy that Haps is taking Jeremy to the next level because he's such an awesome broadcaster on Periscope. I really felt like he kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit. Can't people see how amazing he is? How awesome this guy is?
I'm actually kind of thankful that Lost is a little bit of an insomniac like us, because otherwise he would never get to see what my face looks like. I honestly whenever he goes live, like the prime time of his show, I am literally just I am hugging my coffee cup saying, "Oh, caffeine, please work, please work, please work." While my children are running around in circles and acting all insane. So there's no way that even if it was like lunchtime, I would probably be coming up because of the insanity that is my mom life. And I
Right.
love every minute of it. It's just not ideal for doing art. So we have to wait till the evening when it's chill and mom can just focus on mom
Yes.
things, you know?
Yes.
It's a good art thing. I've seen your face multiple times. Yes, I know. The VODs.
Right, right.
There's
It's
nothing like the real thing, right? The live
ain't nothing
experience.
like the real
What are
thing,
we selling Coke here?
baby. Ain't
I'm a
nothing like
regular
the
VOD viewer.
real
Oh, you're
thing.
awesome. I love your
Oh,
vibe. I love your crew of folk and their insane amount of talent.
mm-hmm.
I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know where you find that much talent all in one place on the internet, honestly.
Right. Well, he's developed this community over a period of time through Drawpile and, of course, Twitch. And I just love that they're coming over here. And, we talked a lot today, just really great stuff about streaming, about just different art goals. And yeah, and tomorrow he's putting on more of the same art talk with his art peeps.
Sweet.
But yeah.
I would love to see what Lost's crew does with the morph concept, honestly, because they do such cool things. Like to morph it from one item into another item. I know he's done like mashups, like the llama superhero thing was probably
That
my
was
favorite thing you guys have
incredible.
done so far.
I
But
loved it.
I would love to see if they could, show the transition of morphing from one item to another item and what they come up with. Because they
Yeah, let's
always come up with
see.
such good stuff. And they have such a long stream time that they can really take their time and challenge themselves by making something very like intricate and detailed and stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
I challenge you with the challenge, sir.
Oh my gosh, now we're having art battles. Oh yeah. Art battle throwdown. Boom boom.
Let's do it.
You and Joseph could come up with some explosive
Oh,
animation and
Lord. We
sounds.
probably could. That would be wild.
That would be fun. No. Yeah, so yay. Yay. Mostly draw pile. There we go. Yep, that's where he's got his crew from. Now, back in the day, I think I met Riley and Jeremy through something called. You guys help me out with this. I forget the gal's name. She was out in California, but she started an artist crew with the capital K. Something, oh my gosh, I cannot remember it. But what it started out was she had this thing where we were all going to draw a Star Wars character on a trading card. And then she would take all of our artwork and print them, and then we'd all have a set. All of us who
Okay, that would
participated.
be like the coolest thing ever.
And then she added some little teeny buttons to it. And it's it became like this monthly thing. And I think she's still doing it. Tracy, yes! That's how I met Riley and Jeremy. So I have that.
Nice.
I still have that. I should try and dig that up. Hey, look at those colorful feathers.
Oh my.
What have we got there? That's so pretty. So pretty. Are those some of the colors you're going to use tonight, Miss Daz? Colorful Daz. And Anthony Gerald. I feel like I'm your mom. Anthony Gerald Benton.
Oh my Lord. Somebody's getting in trouble over here.
What are you doing tonight?
I saw his toesies earlier. He did some fabulous toesies.
Oh, he did. Yeah. And talk about knocking it out of the park with anatomy. Yeah, he's been at this straight, during all of his broadcasts. He was doing lips tonight.
Though.
He does. And I was just like, man, he's just whipping out those lines. But he showed me his Tombow brush markers, and I was like, I already went to the art store.
The water ones or the alcohol ones? Because I'm kind of like an all of them.
Which ones are you using?
I'm using I'm using the water ones. I didn't
Yeah.
know I
Oh.
didn't know there were alcohol ones.
They just started coming
Ooh.
out with alcohol ones.
You have to be 18 or older, I think, to use.
I literally have every color that
21.
they make in the water ones. So I have a fancy case and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I still have yet to order my Ohuhu. Ohuhu.
Yep. They were inspired by Hawaii's island of Oahu.
Wahoo.
So
Wow.
yeah, it is Ohuhu.
Ohuhu.
I've heard a little bit about those. How are they?
Car Hunger, how are you?
Car Hunger. Now, these guys, I told them if they were going to show up, I would invite them. And we'll see why.
Are they gonna come draw?
And I don't know if they're going to come draw with us, but
gosh, that would be so fun.
I know I would hope that they would. I don't know if they're set up for that, but I did promise them an invite because they always have something interesting to show us. And one of these days, I had this thought.
Show and tell.
But I'm gonna actually ask them when and if they come into the broadcast window. Oh, I have a few minutes. Yes. All right. I know you guys are. Oh, they probably had a really long day today, so they're just coming up for a moment. Hey, there she is. There she is. I'm gonna make you a big Christina. Hi. Hello. I'm gonna make you take over just for a second. There she is. Oh my God. Big face. Sorry. Sorry. Not sorry. So how was your day today, and what have you been up to today? You have been
Today
on
was
set
12
today.
hours. 12 hours for Martin and I outdoors in the sun, trying our best not to overheat, babysitting a set. We've gone back to doing some LSP work in between everything
Everybody,
else.
seriously, give them a round of applause. You're back doing your thing. I just wanted to celebrate with you. I know you're probably tired, but does it feel good to be back at it?
It does. It's kind of a shame that our first day back and because LSP is basically on-set security when you think about it, and today was a non-shooting day, so we were babysitting all the trailers and the trucks and everything. And great neighborhood. It's a little Italian neighborhood where most of the people are like seniors in older brackets, and they all have their accents, and they all moved to Canada from Italy, and they had stories to tell. So most of interesting today was not what was going on set, because nothing was actually going on set. It was just a group of us, taking care of everything. But the fact that we had so many great people to talk to with all their old stories and everything. So I think if I were if I were to sit down and write a story right now, I'd make it about Italy, because I think everything about Italy now.
Okay, well, let's back up. We've got some people in here. We've got a guy in here from Stockholm who intentionally stayed awake long enough to be in this broadcast for a little bit before he fades. It's really great that you guys are actually meeting each other. So maybe introduce yourself. He has been doing draw clubs like our little club here. He has one where his crew comes in 9 to 9:30-ish Eastern Standard Time in the morning till about 6 or 8 hours later every day on HAPS. And long draw sessions, but they have cosplayers and other people that have been modeling. And you are probably by far as I know, Lost TV meet Car Hunger, which is why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, what you guys do as far as like Star Wars and cosplay and some of the props you do. These guys are professional prop artists. Well, is that the way you put it? I don't really know what your actual title is.
We're referred to as prop makers, the most up-to-date, not Gen X, because I'm Gen X, of course. We call ourselves prop makers.
He loves your eyes, by the way. Those pretty eyes. Those look like great Disney eyes. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. He loves your eyes.
Thank you.
She does have pretty eyes. I've actually drawn her before.
But yeah, the newer generation are calling themselves prop fabricators.
All right.
So yeah, we're also professional cosplayers, and I'm still not sure exactly what that means. As far as I'm concerned, we just do what we do. We do a lot of conventions. It's been really weird this year with COVID. We teach people how to build and create. Plus, we build and create. We've now got an online store, which we didn't have before. So that's a whole new thing. The prop shop we were working for went under because of COVID. So Martin and I are kind of on our own again. So we're going back to scratch, doing a lot of jobs in between, as well as custom jobs here. See, I wanted to make sure. Hi, Riley. I wanted to make sure I had something to show you guys.
Okay. Let's go back to being big then. There we go. Let's make you number one.
Ooh.
This is pieces for a lightsaber presently being printed.
Lightsaber! So you guys get some
so,
lightsaber
yes.
action if you want one. These guys build ones that not only have the light, but you also have the sound. Is that correct? Am I right about that?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
this is her, the body of her saber in process.
I just heard
there's a
Lindsay
soundboard.
get excited. She's like, yeah! She like,
Yeah.
woo!
And there's a Martin who can't hear you because I've got
Martin.
earbuds in. You're being said
If,
hi to.
said,
if
"Oh,
Lost
hi."
was on camera, he'd be like, "Let's go."
Let's go.
But yeah, so that's what we do. That's our secondary living, and basically we do what we have to do, like what's in our brains and what people want. And we're used to custom because we're used to working for production. So having an online store is a whole different adventure for us because now we have to predict what people are going to want, and that's just like
right. Well, what are
crazy.
some of the things that you do on Haps now? What is like story time, and how
story-
can we be a part
we
of
are
it?
so loving the story time thing. We thought here, let me put you guys down so you don't get like motion sickness here.
I do feel a little dizzy. I'm just kidding.
There we go.
Not
I
as
hope
dizzy
that's
as
better.
last
Well,
night,
no.
though. I polished
Yeah.
off a half a bottle of wine all by myself, which is not my norm. So that was
congratulations.
Yes, I know, right? It made me feel good.
We don't have a Patreon anymore. We gave up trying to do that because we couldn't figure out how to do the award system. So we've done something different. What we're doing on HAPS is we're doing story times every month. So each month the story time has a theme, and if you're a $5 sponsor or $5 worth of awards between the stories, between the deadlines, we write you into a story. So last month
fun.
was Irish folklore. And we put Pablo and Peter in every single one. So they were werewolves. they were both werewolf brothers. And we made sure at the end of the story they got turned back into humans and they had fleas anyway. But
Please.
the month before that, we did Lord of the Rings.
And you write these stories with everybody as a character in mind, right? Am I correct about that? Ooh, you know what I can see in the future with that? I mean, as an artist, this is why I'm throwing this out here. You may have a graphic kind of, little graphic comics. I don't know how you would do that, but maybe take somebody could take your story time and do something extra with it. Maybe sketch it out. I don't know.
just let us know.
I'm just saying, that's, I'm just throwing it out here because obviously we have all kinds of different artists on this platform and also out in multi-stream world. But there are people who specialize in making those kind of, working with other writers. Like some people want to do a drawing or a graphic kind of novella or comic book or whatever, but they're not writers. And you guys are definitely... all about storyboarding. You all know about the writing setup.
Someone approached us a few years ago and nothing came of it. This person disappeared. But someone approached us a few years ago. We've been doing the J Dragon Pirates for a number of years. I created the J Dragon Pirates in 2004, and in order to promote the Renaissance Festival in British Columbia. Right. And they became very major. Actually, that poster right there was one of the pirate festivals we took active part in. Okay. The J Dragon Pirates and Charity and the crew have been around for a very long time. And someone was going to make a comic, and we were going to work on it together. Basically, I was going to set down the characters, provide video, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they disappeared. We wrote up an agreement where we would share, a cut of the sales. And if it sold, it did. If it didn't, it didn't, right? And basically, we would be giving them the rights to use the characters as long as they stayed within parameters. And yeah, this person just disappeared. And I've been just like... I got so excited about it, and I got so driven because I own all the J Dragon Pirate stuff, so it's something that I wouldn't have to ask permission from anyone. And they had we had a huge fan following on the West Coast, and I didn't think it would follow me back here to Toronto, but it did. We did the Pirate Festival 2 years ago before COVID, right? Mm-hmm. And we were only back in town by about 3 months. Got a call from the organizers and said, "So you guys are back?" And we're like, "Well, just Martin and I, just 2 characters." But why? I was going to give the characters a break, right? I was just going to take a couple years off from the Pirates. And he said, no, I need you badly. We don't have enough performers this year.
Ooh.
So Martin and I threw something together really, really fast, dragged our butts out there, and we had people running towards us the moment they saw the flag. Apparently, we have a huge fan following here that I didn't even know existed. They've been watching us on the internet for years.
Nice.
And I spent most of the weekend like in shock. I'm sitting there going, how do you know the characters? You're asking for characters that aren't here right now. They stayed in BC. I can't expect everyone to move with me. And people were just like so taken. And I'm like, geez, by the end of the weekend, I looked at Martin and I said, I'm in shock. I did not realize we had a fan following here because we've never had the characters three-dimensional here.
Right.
So,
Well,
that was exciting.
Well, Riley here, I don't know if you know him. He's fairly new to HAPS, but Cajun Control,
Hi, Riley.
he's not only an artist and he specializes in drawing. He loves Gambit to the point where he cosplays and goes to cons himself. So it's interesting that we're getting more cosplayer type folk on here, and I see a crossover happening. Possibly, like, we like the idea of models because thanks to Lost TV and his crew, they're doing a lot more models and gesture drawings. I don't know what they have in store. Obviously, it has to fit schedules, but there are just things that you and I have already done. Like, for example, I have a drawing of Christina that is actually going to go in a care package, I'm hoping on Monday, because I got to just finish. I got to finish drawing
You're going to pick
your
Victoria
partner.
Day?
Yeah, what's that?
Monday's Victoria Day.
Yeah, of course I am. But I have to go to the gluten-free place, place, because it's not just going to be a couple of drawings, but I'm going to send you a little care package. And I already have a list of things that you've given me, but I have yet to draw Martin and finish that. So that's on my draw list tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have time to broadcast it tomorrow, but I just wanted to thank you because she gave me the idea of drawing her character. I got to draw her as an elf, and I loved it. They have so many great pictures. So maybe just if you guys hit these guys up, if you want to do some reference photos, I think they'd be more than willing to say, yeah, go ahead. You have my permission, but check you out. I think the most, besides Instagram, I think the most pictures you had were on Facebook. So follow these guys.
I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take a chance.
When is your story time on Tuesday? Is it Tuesday?
The deadline to be part of it. The deadline to be part of it is the 24th. So $5 in sponsorship or in awards worth to be part of it. But the actual story time will happen on the 29th. Here, I'm going to bring you.
Okay. Oh, I understand that, Lassie. I wasn't like, I just was saying. I was just saying I had that idea that he says that the gesture drawing that he has is just, collaboration between his friends, and he knows his people really well. Just chill, have fun, talk, snack, and gesture drawings, etc. We're not necessarily I'm not necessarily even proposing that we have different people model, but I just thought to myself, I have used Christina in particular. She has some really great photos, and she's open to reference. So that's the idea is the same thing. Find your friends. Go and do likewise. Get your own friends if you want to. But you can borrow Christina there. Thank you for being up in here and sharing with what we've got going on. Because they were on set today. I just wanted to just congratulate them because
there it is.
There you go. Oh, there she's still there. Whoops. All right. Well,
but you see, your stuff is going to go on the wall next to all this.
Oh, I see that. Oh, that's great. I thought you dropped out for some reason. I didn't see you. So
I lost the connection for some reason.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we have to find you a space.
Oh. He's like, it's not like we're seriously doing this, but no, what I was just basically saying is I love that idea that there are people on HAPS that we can collaborate with. Obviously, I was drawing the HAPS stars. You can do anything that you want to, but Christina definitely is a great, cool people. But I wanted specifically to have you come up tonight and just say congratulations. It probably feels great to get back to work doing what you do as the professional prop makers you are. But I'm going to have you just go ahead and hang up the phone because I got to go look around and see what people have been sketching all this time. We haven't really looked at it.
And I got to plug in and I got to take a shower because, plus I think we reached degrees Celsius in Humidex today.
It's very hot here too. I figured it was hot in Toronto. So yeah. Hey, quick question before you go. Do either of you like to draw and sketch?
I used to. I mean, for us, it's mostly been schematics and
Right.
designs, like prop designs and stuff like that. Not
Concepts, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Same
But
for
we
sculptures
haven't
and
in
stuff.
years.
Yep. All right. Well, you take
Yeah.
care and you have a good day, and I will let you know when that package is in the mail. But first, we have to finish drawing your partner's mug. I want it to be a match set. So, okay, we're going to look around at the drawings now. We're going to go round robin, and we'll start with Anthony.
Later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Congratulations. Bye. Anytime. You're welcome. All right, let's see here. Let's see what you got. Oh, he's working with a blue pencil. That's interesting. My brother does blue pencil for stuff that he's going to ink later. What's your concept here?
I'm gonna do a transform a capybara into a Buddhist monk.
That is so cool. Animal into a person. And not only that, a monk. The monk. Let me see the monk, because I was looking at that and I was like, whoa, look at that drawing. Man, that is awesome. Oh, and I see how I can see where it's going. Oh, I love it. It's going to look like almost like a piece of action. Even though they're both sitting still, it's still going to look like there's movement and action. I love it. All right. Well, let's take that off there. And who's next? Who can I pick on next? Let's pick on Lindsay.
Oh, you want to pick on me? Okay.
I'm going to pick on you. I mean, you're a director. You can always look at this girl. Oh, it is looking like a microphone. That second one,
It's
still
working through it. Yeah.
You picked well.
Thanks.
You picked shapes well. I mean, that's just perfect because they both look so much like each other, and there's a lot of texture too, like the microphone. It's interesting.
It's
It
really
reverses.
It does. It's kind of like turning in from like an ice cream texture to like a smooth texture, and then it starts picking up that microphone like grid sort of thing going on. So yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect concept. I love it. Well done. Well done. All right. Who's next? Oh, who is next? It's Des. Desiree. She needs a theme song. I mean, oh, what are we drawing tonight? The butterfly, and it's the beginning of the body. Are you going to color this in too?
Yeah, I'm gonna use colored pencils.
I have a feeling this is not the last time we're going to see this, because everybody knows that Des just takes her time. She's very meditative, very methodical and thorough, and I just love the process. And you guys, I mean, this week there was a night when I couldn't sleep, and this isn't to say anything bad, but actually to say something really good. I was so relaxed watching her broadcasts that I was finally able to have some shut eye, and I feel like, it's like it's like a service she provides. She has such a chill, relaxing vibe, and everybody in there is talking about, really important things, and they feel safe and comfortable in your room. And I just thought, what a blessing to be able to do that. Like, you have a very almost like a healing approach to the way you draw. So we definitely appreciate it. Take your time. We love it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, and then me. Whoops. Where am I at?
Don't forget you. Hello, Katrina. Porter's joined us. And
Katrina.
Riley dropping the Got Talent Award.
Love it. Katrina is a longtime fellow supporter who also should get a package in the mail soon. I was going to hold back. She said that she's actually from Ohio, and she said, hold on to I have a drawing for her, but she said, oh, hold on to it when I come and visit. But I thought, oh, I can't wait. I have decided finally to mail it to you, so we'll talk about that. But yes, and
So tell us
Mr.
what you're
Riley,
working on here. Hands?
Yeah, and then this kind of looks a little bit, I don't know if I made quite a transition, but it still looks like fingers, but it's starting to look more like petals.
Oh,
And
Jeremy's leaving.
Bye, Jeremy. I know Jeremy has not been feeling well, and he just really pushed himself to keep his commitment to himself.
Yes.
So definitely appreciate Jeremy.
Have a good night, Jeremy.
You guys catch Jeremy anytime. I want to say 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every night, any night, because he is committed to drawing daily or nightly in this case. So I haven't really gotten to stage 3 yet. That's actually stumping me a little bit, because it's going to be
I'm kind
you
of
know,
just working across,
yeah.
trying to get like the main blueprint down and then going back to add details a little
I
bit
think I
more.
can do that. I think, I just thought this would be really conducive to petals, and I think I kind of this looks more like petal hand, like almost looks like Edward scissor hands or something. But let's see here. That's the button, right? Button. Who's pushing the button? Not me. Yes, it is. Good night. Oh, I should have some music, but I always forget that part of it. But it doesn't matter. There's so much going on. And I just wanted to remind people, like, this one was more conceptual and took a little more planning. So it's definitely just something that maybe you just have to feel it when it hits you. If you're looking for ideas, that's really what the art challenge is about. It's not a competition. It's not like, you must draw this on this certain day at this time. I mean, Inktober has its prompts, right?
I
And
thought
they're
it was
like
a
daily.
competition. That's why I signed up.
Oh, that's right. Well,
I'm just
okay.
kidding. I'm
I'll tell you what.
kidding.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a prize. Everyone gets a prize. Like, you did well,
A
done well.
participation trophy, because that's how we
Yes.
roll. Oh Lord.
Yep, it's gonna be some kind of piece of artwork on the back of a candy bar wrapper. So
Yay.
yeah, you'll just smell the chocolate. You won't be able to taste it. It'll be gone. You just get the
That's
wrapper.
so significant because I just picked up my chocolate bar and I'm getting candy out of it. So
I knew that. See,
My
I have
Hershey's.
powers. Just
yeah.
kidding.
She is willing it into the world.
I don't know if Lost is still with us, Christina, but he'll
Did we
get
lose
that
Lost?
message. I think we might have lost. But he says, we were just looking at your cast and see you do live modeling for art. We were going to do paid gigs for art modeling until COVID took it away. We'd be willing to model on our haps if you guys organize artists. Well, I don't know. Like he said, Car Hunger, he's not doing anything but like he's friends, and it's very casual. It's not like that.
But he does do a model Monday, so maybe you guys can like hook up and have friends.
And it's not like he has money to pay you, because he's actually this looks like the middle finger.
Yeah, it would probably not be a
well, I mean, he's like me because he's been an out of work chef for like a year as well. Yes, so he doesn't have any really. He was talking about today, like he'd like to be in a position to have disposable income, but yes, it doesn't need to be paid. Well, again, they're in Europe and their time schedule is, the fact that he's even in here is just incredibly amazing.
Yeah, because it's like super early there.
But and I was going to throw this out here. Don't know what I want to do next Saturday, but I'm thinking, I sat down today and I put together a schedule for myself, one that Bob and I can handle, because literally when I broadcast you guys, I take over the entire apartment. I mean, no lie. People think, oh, you can go in another room and close the door. No, that doesn't work.
No.
The bedroom is just on the other side of this wall behind me. And he's a light sleeper if he is asleep. And so I have to pick and choose when I broadcast. And we're both late night owls. So that's been why I've picked these late night hours, because he's more than likely to actually be awake. But we talked about it, and I think, I narrowed it down to 6 hours a week when I can actually cam up, whether it's my broadcast or someone else's. And I've decided, of course, 2 hours is kind of a limit. I don't want to go too much more than that. Although tonight, we can go as long as we want until Bob comes home, because he's over at his brother's tonight. He decided, the other compromise is, if it's too much for you to listen to me talk to my pocket friends here, and hear me, it sounds like I'm talking to myself for a couple hours, 2 hours straight.
Pocket friends.
Whee! Pocket pals. Anyway,
pals, take them wherever you go.
Right?
Yeah.
So he decided he was gonna go do something. during
Very
this time, so he
cool.
didn't have to listen to me. And actually, he's not home yet. It's some party he got invited to, and who knows when he's going to come home. So, yeah, interesting. I might actually be able to
So,
broadcast a
party at
little
Michelle's
later.
house.
The sketch party might be full on. No, it's only 10:40.
Molly's still hanging out. I'm giving a friend a long weekend free from her 2-year-old.
So
she can
she's sort of
sort of-
sleeping on me.
Aw,
Aww, that's so
that's sweet.
cuddly. Nice. Nothing like,
Sweet.
I was just remembering about like what it was like when my son was little yesterday. I had a little flashback to those little golden times. And one of them was when he would fall asleep on my lap. Of course,
Aw.
they weigh like a ton when you try to take them to bed without waking them up.
Oh, gosh.
What happens when children go limp? They just like gain 20 pounds. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, sweet.
My husband tucks in our kids every night, and he still carries them to bed. They're not asleep, but they're like 7 and 10. And he still carries them to their beds every night.
That's cute.
I think they're getting to the point where he's like, all right, walk.
Yeah, there was a point when, my son just was always bigger than the average of his size, and he got big quickly. He is way taller than me.
Blaine, how's it going, bro?
Hey, Blaine, what's up? What's up? How is the Pyrex Kings? Looking great. Thank you. Oh, thank you for that too. High five. We decided since they don't have a moisture award or a let's
Moisture.
Moisture award? What is
Where
a
did that
moisture
come
award?
from?
I don't even know what that is.
You had to
So
be there.
moist.
Okay, like you know how you say there's a bio break? Well, then there should be an award to remind broadcasters to drink water.
Oh, right.
Oh, you naughty
Okay,
people.
okay,
That moisture.
okay.
Moisturize yourself. Whoops, that sounds weird. So you're slicking yourself in lotion. Excuse me while I slick myself in lotion on camera. No, not that kind
Can
of
we get a butter
moisturizing.
me up award, please?
I can see that, yeah.
I love it. Anyway, I thought the high five award is basically you have to imagine a bottle of water in the hand, and then that would be like it's handing you some water. Get it? It's handing you some water. So yeah, moist. Well, they were joking about calling it the moist award.
No.
And
No,
it's like,
no.
no, Haps won't go for it.
No. Let's not.
That's a word. That's a. Thank you for the Got Talent Award, and thanks again, Blaine, for the High Award, which I'm going to call the Moisture Break.
Maybe we want our new store here. I would say yes, but it's Michelle's choice.
Yeah, we both say yes. My director, Lindsay, just
I'm not the
cleared it.
captain of this ship. I just pretend I work here.
Oh, but that's the other thing. Oh, Tuesday, speaking of the ship, Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am available to either jump in your art broadcast or to do one myself if no one's live. So I just want you all to know that that's a good time to catch me. And there's a reason why I picked Tuesdays. In
It's
part,
after Monday?
it's after Monday. Yeah, it's not Monday. No, because other folks who might not be able to come on Saturday night might be able to come on that night.
This is
And
true.
the other thing was, I'm going to go back to work myself sometime soon. I'm hopefully cross my fingers. It's, I'm job hunting starting Monday, like officially going to go full force with it. I got my resume updated and ready to send out. So there's some
That's
things.
kind of exciting.
Yeah. And the kind of gigs that I get for the kind of work I do, weekends tend to be one of those things that, especially if you're a new employee,
Kind of
like,
required to play.
yeah. But that's when the work is. But Mondays and Tuesdays typically tend to be days off, just because of this downtime at the ranch there. So I don't know. I'm actually thinking of looking at dietary, working in a hospital setting. I bet you the folks there could use extra help. And it is my specialty being a dietary chef. So I do love the caregiving aspect of that kind of job. And also the fact that they work 3 shifts. I can work any shift I want. So I don't have to necessarily do mornings. I'm not good at that, but
That's cool. My mom's in a dietary, and she just got a job at Rogies
What is a rogie?
with the children
Oh, okay.
daycare.
oh, nice.
Got
I
away
did
from the nursing home.
see an ad for an early Head Start cook, and I'm like, oh my God, that'd be great. But I said, oh wait, that's early in the morning.
But then you get the rest of the night off to yourself.
I probably have to
afterwards.
stay up all night just to get there. So
and then you get weekends off and holidays. So
there is
that's why
that
my mom took
too.
it, yeah.
And then that's the other thing is like it's great to work for the school systems or some kind of educational thing. I think with early Head Start, it sort of has its seasons. I can't remember. My son's so old now. I can't remember if the.
Good night, car hunger.
Good night, Christina and Martin. Good night. Good
Car
night.
hunger crew.
Good
Go
night,
night.
farewell. Alvida, say good night. Oh, sorry. Why is it singing time tonight? Why?
Because it's Saturday night.
Saturday night and I ain't got my body. I got some money because I just got paid. Oh, sorry. How I wish I had someone to draw with. Oh, sorry. Hey, I do. My pocket.
Here we are.
And here we are. You guys are real. You're not imaginary after all. Oh, speaking of imaginary
So convenient
friends.
we fit in your pocket.
Yeah, I know, right?
Friends on the go.
Well, I saw a movie last night with Bob. I think, well, Friday nights tends to be kind of our date night, but like,
Riley's going too. Man.
yeah, I
Riley.
figured Riley was hanging in there as long as he could, but he's an early morning person.
Okay, that makes sense.
He's been arting all day, actually. I think his broadcast today was he had a pretty long one. What was he working on? I want to say, what's the name of the guy?
Invincible.
Invincible. I was right. Okay. I was like, it's not, it's Yellow Flash.
Yellow Flash flying guy.
Oh, I don't know if I'm succeeding at this.
Yellow Flash with daddy issues.
This one looks more like a paw with really long, like a werewolf. Like, Yellow Flash with daddy issues. Thank you for the Creative Genius Award. Take care. Riley, we'll see you in the next one. I'm so excited that you're on HAPS and you're broadcasting. So excited that you're here. And yeah, it's been.
And may the maintenance team get to your AC ASAP.
Ooh, yeah. If you're in the South and you don't have AC going, not fun. Not fun.
Florida, complimentary swamp crotch with every purchase.
What? Oh, I was going to tell you about the movie we watched last night. It wasn't actually your typical date night. It was kind of depressing, but it was a claymation kind of stop motion animation out of Australia.
Okay.
And I can't remember when it came out, but it was kind of depressing. What was it called? I'll have to think about it. What? That's it, dude. That's it. Mary and Max. I said it's depressing. It comes from it's claymation, Australia, and then that's They become pen pals, and they're very unusual people. There's like an 8-year-old girl who's basically neglected, and like bullied and all kinds of really sad things. She has a birthmark in the middle of her forehead. Her mother tells her she's an accident, things like that, like a really sad little life, right? And then there's this guy that she just randomly picked out of a phone book that lives in New York, and he just happens to have Asperger's and anxiety and all kinds of stuff. And really, it's kind of like comedy, but it's a dark comedy. It's really moving. It was sad and it was interesting.
Please, no
Oh.
sad thoughts tonight.
Sad. No, it wasn't that sad, but it was. It made me cry a few times because there's some really, really moving things. But I think that makes it so good. It's definitely for adults, though. I don't know
You
how
mean I
much it is
shouldn't
for
show my
kids.
children?
I don't know how much it is for kids just because of some of the content. I mean, you'd have to check it out first.
No, I probably would not. There's a lot of things that I watch that my poor children don't need to be watching. And I'm like, I would like to share this with you if you were like 3 more years older.
Sorry, Katrina. I wasn't trying to like be depressing, but I was surprised at how sad it was because it was kind of billed as a comedy, but it was because it deals with serious issues about people who face bullying and mental health, and there's some dark stuff at the end, but it actually turns out okay, but it's still something I wouldn't necessarily say is for kids.
Dang, what
is that noise?
Howling business?
I was just gonna say
it's my husband's game, but I don't know what's happening over there.
I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the only one who hears it.
No, it's in your brain.
Because this is like the wolf. This is the
that.
wolf paw right here. Oh. Talk about a transformation. I think that one right there, I thought, well, if people like to draw werewolves, the transformation from human to werewolf is a natural one.
Absolutely.
That would be kind of actually cool. I would probably look at maybe the early movies of, I think it's Lon Chaney.
She hollering at me? 10 o'clock. Okay, we'll get ready for bed then.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like,
it's
10 o'clock.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, you know
okay.
What to do then.
What do I do? Tell me to brush my teeth.
Waiting further instruction from the boss.
Go to bed, child.
No. My brother used to make werewolf noises as I walked by his room if I got up in the middle of the night or
What a turd.
And he was good at it and he was scary and I knew it was him, but I would still scream. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I don't really have a fear of the dark much now, but I did that.
Aww.
Yeah.
What do you call a wolf that you teach to meditate?
I don't know. What?
A werewolf.
A werewolf? I don't get it.
You teach it to meditate.
Woof? I don't get it.
You teach the wolf to meditate so he becomes a werewolf.
Aware. Oh, I was like, where's the play on words? I got it now.
It's better when you write it down.
A minute too. I was like, wait, what? But no, I understand now. That is really cute, actually.
And my autism is showing. Yes, it is. Aware. Like, explain this in literal terms that my primitive brain can understand. A werewolf.
So funny.
Oh, is that gal from Saturday Night Live? Ha ha, that was so funny. I forgot to laugh. Rosanna, whatever. Or is it the Nerds? I can't remember which one it was. But
Hey, Luke, how's it going?
hello, Luke. Upside down head. Very good. Very good. Very good. Oh. I am really exploring this portrait series. I don't know if you guys saw what I was drawn earlier today, but I think it's within reach. Yeah. Let me get it.
You're upside down. Your mom's upside down.
Smacking things around. All right, this is. Whoop.
I didn't realize how texturalized ice cream can be.
Yeah, you get yourself a little meditation going on. We're all gonna be meditating as we
got
draw.
like some reference photos over here to get some texture going, and I'm like, I didn't even realize how complicated this delicious thing could be.
Oh, Katrina's asking, Could everyone explain what they are working on? Yes, we can go back around and do that because I'm actually going to go round robin again, and we're going to go from place to place. But what we're working on tonight, the theme tonight is metamorphosis or transformations. And so we're doing 4 stages of one object or being or something turning into another. Now, I just wanted to show a work in progress that I'm actually very excited about because I had this goal for this summer to kickstart this idea I actually had back in November, which is, Katrina, you remember when I put that playlist together of my top 100 artists of all time? We're talking like rock musicians, bands, whatnot. Well, I narrowed it down to 50 people whose portrait I wanted to draw from that list. So they're all musicians or bands. And I'm also influenced by a lot of black and white photography, silent film, that whole era, just a whole bunch of different kinds of black and white photography artists. Cindy Sherman's another one, but that is really conducive to studying that kind of photography and stuff with also like doing graphite and charcoal. It just makes sense. It's also black and white. So a lot of these folks that I really like are very androgynous. And even though they're in the 80s and 90s, they actually kind of fit similar profiles of some of that kind of photography. So this is what a piece I'm working on. He doesn't have his hair flushed out. It looks like his hair is white right now. But this is the lead singer of The Damned, and he's one of many. But I have Jeremy to thank, and he's not here. Hopefully, I'll just DM him sometime, say thanks. I think I already did, maybe. Thanks, Jeremy. But Jeremy started, he has all those different collections of portraits that he does or series that he does on sketch cards. And he started his version of the artist that he likes from the 90s. And that's been just a phenomenal, awesome series. And of course, the first one he drew was Trent Reznor. I'm like, oh, that's right. I've got that portrait series I've been putting off. It's time to get started on it. So his Trent Reznor kind of got me back on track with my own personal art goals I've had for a while, but just have been putting to the side and procrastinating on. And so I'm very excited how it's starting out. But I have Jeremy in a lot of ways to thank because he's such an inspiration in a lot of different ways for me, as far as I'm concerned. Is Prince in there? Yes. I believe he is. Well, he's on my 100 list. I don't know if he's in the top 50 that I'm planning on doing this summer. The other 50 might be some other time, but I didn't want to make it so large, like 100 portraits. Like that just seems almost overwhelming. I've never done that many before in a row. I've done 50 in 1 year. I did 54, I think, in 1 year. So that's a little more manageable. That's like one a week, pretty much was my goal. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my work in progress, but let's go round robin. So let's start with, we're going to go with Gerald, Anthony, Gerald. I always say Gerald, Anthony, because Gerald is your name on your profile. Oh, wow. So look at how he's coming along. Now, what's on his head? I just have to ask.
It's an orange. It's an orange from the head because I was watching a video earlier where they were feeding these copper oranges at the zoo, in one of the pools, and one of them had an orange on his head.
How cute! Oh, I love that. Can we see the other? See, now you're like me. Like you start out with 1 and 4, and then it's like doing the 2 in between. But I can kind of see the shapes you got drafted there, and I can see more of a human eye in that third one starting. Or is that the ear? That's the ear. I'm sorry. That's the placement where the ear is. But I really like that Buddha that you have at the last. Oh, and he's got something on top of his head. What's on top of his head?
That's still the orange.
So the orange is going to be the consistent thing between all 4 of them. That's interesting. I love it. Hey, Willie, how you doing? Well, thanks for showing that to us. And again, this was so conceptual, and it's 4 drawings, really, not just one. Like, take your time, do whatever you want, maybe. And another thing I was going to encourage people is at some point, and I think this is what I'm going to do for next week, because I really, we've had a lot of ideas So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draft that list up again of all the art challenges we've done so far. And then next week we can just pick one of the past ones if we want to do it again, or just if you have a work in process. So it'll be like potpourri next week. Potpourri, it'll smell nice. It'll be pretty. So yeah, let's take a look at the microphones. Here we go. Where are you? Where are you? I think you need to push your own button because I lost you. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Ooh, look at that ice cream. That first one. Now you got the outline of every single one of that your pieces. So how are you going to color this? I just know you're colorful too. I mean, are we going to do the ohs? Oh, Lindsay's muted. Whoops. Let's unmute you. Sorry.
Oh, well, that helps. I'm sitting here talking away, not even realizing
I didn't
muted
realize you were
myself.
muted.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, I sketched out the morph process, and then I went back and I'm starting to add in some detail. And since I'm kind of getting a little extra detailed with the pencil work, I probably won't color it. But if I decide to, it'll probably be a colored pencil. But it won't be anything too crazy because of all that. You don't want to smudgy around the graphite too much. It gets all muddy and gross.
One thing you could do, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but like I love all of that detail too. You could ink it with something waterproof and, watercolor or some kind of water soluble coloring of some kind, watercolor pencils.
Oh, hi, Andrew. Thank you so much, Katrina. That's very sweet.
And then we have Brad the Bee Rad. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Brad.
Andrew, hey, what is up? What is up? Dude, we're going to be at this for another hour or maybe more. So you are more than welcome to come up in the broadcast window and just show us what you're working on. And also, I can introduce you to people who may not know who you are because he's fairly new to HAPS as well. Amazing, incredible artist. And every time I look at his stuff, my jaw drops. So let's just if you don't have that ability to come in, that's fine, but you are open any Saturday
it is 9:10, so he should be fine.
Oh yeah I'm like 9. Wow, we've got more time to draw.
It's way past 9:10, so
well, I mean, I tried to do the cutoff at midnight, but Bob is still out and about. I wonder if he's going to spend the night over there. I wonder how much drinking he's doing without me around. He doesn't usually drink much, though.
Party.
Well, this is his first chance to actually be with family in a very long time, and I almost went with him, but I thought I don't think I'll get home in time, and I was right. So I can't right now, but I appreciate the invitation. Well, any time, and then again, Tuesday nights or another night when I can join in. But you've been really very sweet to let us into your broadcast as well. But let's see here, who's after Lindsay? I want to see how the butterfly's coming along. Again, I just want to make it big because I love watching her sketch. It's very meditative, and of course, you're pixely right now. No, she's doing abstract art over here. She's invisible ink. Sorry.
That happens all the time.
I don't know, what is it, like your internet or what is it, the deal? But that happens a lot. Your energy, who knows? In the broadcast window, you look okay. Maybe it's time to get this girl an Ethernet cable or something. I don't know how close you are to your Wi-Fi router, but
oh, I'm on my cell phone. My computer can't connect to HAPS. It's too old.
Oh no.
Oh no.
HAPS takes too much ramage from it, so
that's it is built for the later models and all that. Mine's kind of just on the edge of being almost too old, but it's still working. So, but you guys, if you're not following 10 past 6 here, Andrew Wong, you will be amazed. Not only follow his profile and subscribe to him, but click on his social media and look at his work, especially on Instagram. Just incredible stuff. So, yay!
You got all kinds of cool, talented people here.
Yeah. So does anybody have any work in progress that they're doing? Anything that is on your, because I know you've been doing a lot of drawing, for example, Des, but like, are you also working on a new painting?
I'm working on 2 paintings. I'm working on one that has dolphins in it, and from a meditation I did, and with some people, and then I'm working on that huge painting of the ocean.
Ooh, that's the one
yeah.
I think I saw. I was like, oh, blue. Did you start that, or is that like?
Oh, it's 4 years old.
Mm. Oh, that's the one that the very first one I saw when you're doing a little show and tell. Okay, I remember now. Like you're adding things to it little by little. So
Yeah.
oil, I think it's just really interesting. Like you draw like an oil painter. Like you just take the time and you just do all the details and you do blends really, really well, no matter what you're using. So that's definitely part of the nature of
It's
your oil.
Michelle's turn for show and tell.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I always keep like trying to bypass myself. Where am I? Have I gotten much further since I last showed you? Yeah, it looks more like this reminds me of those turkeys we would make for Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
So yeah,
That's
I am
hilarious.
I'm transforming this hand into this flower, sunflower, and I think I kind of got the idea of the second hand like this. I think I should probably make this a little more prominent. But yeah, definitely. It's starting to look like a paw shape right here. That's why I was like, the werewolf.
It does take on a paw.
But yeah, I'm just trying to like take this sort of square and turn it circular, but it's not fully circular. It's a little more organic, but just so that you get the idea that it was this, at one time it was a hand. And yay. Make it a little smaller, like that's gonna get skinnier. So it looks more like a stem. Yay. I could see myself maybe trying out some of those color pencils. I got some when I went to Dick Blick on Monday, was it? Is it Monday? Anyway, I was so excited. Going to the Blick store. That's what Bob called it. He couldn't bring himself to say Dick. The Blick store. I'll pick you up at the Blick store. He dropped me off and let me wander around for a while he went to go do something with his car and then came back for me. And I was still, of course, wandering the aisles. But it was so enjoyable to be back in an art supply store rather than buy stuff off of Amazon or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And then it was in a really cool neighborhood in Cleveland, which we spent some time in as well. But that was the day I also went and got x-rays for my neck. So I've been doing a lot of things I haven't been able to do because of COVID. Finally got a doctor. I'm going to get another assessment on the progression of where my vertebrae issues are because, I've been managing my chronic pain and the injuries that I have. I have 2 injuries that have happened to my neck. One slipped a disc, and the second injury later on ruptured that same disc.
Oh my gosh.
And so I kind of have like a little bone on bone thing, and my vertebrae is not exactly like in the right spot. So but I found that physical therapy doesn't really help. Obviously people like to, throw muscle relaxers and other things at you. I am very against that because it's like, okay, this started years ago. I didn't want to spend my whole life popping pills to manage pain. So the one thing that works is massage therapy. And so I tend to get a massage at least once a month, even if it's just for my neck. I also have fibromyalgia. And I haven't had a massage in, almost a year and a half. So,
that's a long time.
Yeah, so I've obviously noticed, I'm more sedentary and more pain, all that kind of stuff. Ice cream. I don't know. I love how you fall in love with line. When you start doing detail, you're like, I fall in love with it. What do? I see a young one. Hello there.
Yeah.
Is she the artist that drew along with you on Instagram?
Both of my kids did.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I thought,
She's typically my artist that is a little bit drawn to the art world.
well,
but
tell her that I liked the Instagram photo, which
I will
included
definitely
her artwork. I gave her a like.
I will definitely tell her.
Gave you a like.
They will both be thrilled.
I like the little origami thing too.
Oh yeah, that was totally her. That was all her.
My best friend, who I'd love to try and get her onto Haps, but she does not have a device or a phone that's updated enough to get into Haps either. She was sort of trying to show up through Facebook and say hi once in a while. Sometimes she watches the replays, but I wanted to actually get on Haps because she's an origami paper artist.
Oh, neat.
She does a lot of things with, talk about upcycled paper. As a matter of fact, you know what? That reminds me, I've got to basically get her to see Andrew's work. It will inspire her. I for her birthday this past not this past year, the year before, it seems like it's been so long. Wow, her birthday is in August, so it was definitely pre-COVID August, not last August, but the August before that. I scheduled the two of us to take a paper making class, and we had a blast. And she's been using her own handmade paper since.
Oh,
but
wow, neat.
you know, she's very committed to recycling, and she's in environmental groups and all of that stuff. And
Nice.
she's heavily into, I think she's actually like on some committee that has to deal with like the recycling in her area. Hi, Michelle and everyone. Hello, Benita. Hello from Florida City. Yes. Oh, I need to be here. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, neck back problems are the worst, especially if you sit and do sedentary things. I was drawing with my head down, and it was just causing me so much issues that I felt like I'm going to have to back out of broadcasting. That's why I was saying last Saturday, like, guys, I think it's just going to be like, play it by ear until I get that kind of worked on. But yeah, so I've had the massage, and I probably will have another one here soon because my back's kind of a mess. But did get the X-rays. We'll see if there's any more damage. Bone on bone is no fun, guys, especially if it's your neck. But my ulnar nerve tends to be like an issue with everything I do. My job, abilities to work, not just drawing. So gotta make sure we don't develop something.
Yes.
But I do have arthritis in my neck, and it tends to also be one of the many reasons I get chronic migraines. But thankfully I haven't had them that bad. It's just I've noticed in the last month or so, because I've been drawing a lot more, and of course broadcasting a lot more of the drawing, that I was not sleeping well at all. Like,
Yeah,
like it would wake me up.
If you don't get your sleep, then you can't really function.
Yeah, it's bad enough that Bob has
In
had
general,
some of
for
those
anybody.
issues, like the two of us both being cranky pants, But what had happened that Friday last week was I couldn't really get out of bed without help. It was that
Aw.
bad. Yeah, it was very painful. And then Bob was just like, you know what? I have a friend. He's going to work on your neck. We're going to figure this out.
Nice.
It's like I couldn't wait to go to the doctor, but I did have a physical therapist I used to go to who'd use like this ultrasound thingy.
Good night. Good night, buddy. Love ya.
Good night. So cute to have little guys. Try acupuncture. It's funny that you should say that, Andrew. I had an aunt who used acupuncture to manage her cancer pain towards the final 4 months of her life. She was diagnosed with having cancer, I want to say in her liver, and then they were going to go and operate, but when they opened her up, it was like everywhere.
Oh no.
And they basically just kind of closed her up and said, we're just going to do what we can to manage it. and you have so many months to live kind of thing. She wound up living almost a full year longer than
They expected her to.
they expected her to, and she used acupuncture and alternative kinds of teas. And of course, being Native American, there's a lot of teas that we use for medicine and stuff.
Mhm.
And she managed her pain. She said she literally did not really feel pain until like the last 2 weeks there.
Oh, wow. Good for
And
her.
those last 2 weeks were in the hospital actually. So yeah, to be that riddled with cancer, I mean, she was very inspirational, because I was so sad to see her go. I was in graduate school when she was in the hospital, and it was not too far away. She was in Ann Arbor. I was in Michigan State. So I was just like, oh my God, this is it. Like, when is this going to happen? I'm so busy. Like, I want to get over to see her. And I talked to her on the phone, and she was just like basically like ready to die, like in a very positive way. Like, she was okay with death.
Hmm.
And I've just never had a conversation like that ever before at that time. And just totally adored her as kind of almost like another mom in my life.
Wow.
And she was like another mom to my dad as well. Like, she was like my great aunt's partner. And so, but she was basically my favorite aunt. She was my favorite aunt. I mean, she was one of the people that encouraged my art as well. Her and my great aunt Helen had a kiln, and they would fire things that I would make in clay. I think I'm going to turn this upside down and see if I can add some more stuff around it. Make it look like this stuff. So yeah, acupuncture, that might be something to look into. I don't have a fear of needles or anything, but I would definitely want to make sure that the person knew what they were doing. How do you know that that person's qualified? I don't know.
I don't know.
How do you know? I mean, with massage therapy, you can definitely, know what kind of massage you're getting into and all of that. You don't. Oh, you don't know what you're getting until they start poking you with needles. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Woo. Might be like word of mouth, though. I mean, I
Yeah,
would go by
reputation.
reputation of people who, like that would be recommended. Anybody know any good acupuncturists in Cleveland? As C.S. Murphy would say, Cleveland. Oh yes, make him big. Look at this.
Oh,
You're inking. I
wow.
love it when he goes to the inking, because that's where he's confident. Just seriously, I love your pen so much. Look at that. I love the idea of the orange on all of their heads. That even seems like a Buddhist thing to do, like he's meditating with the orange on his head, like, I am sitting upright, fully at one with my orange.
That's fabulous.
Is there a Chinatown there? I don't know. I'm too new to Cleveland. I know there's a Polish section. There is an Italian section.
I'm sure there's some kind of...
There's a section that's there's a lot of people from Thailand. Really good restaurants. Oh my God, Thailand! Like, Thai food is one of my favorite, and authentic. They have authentic Thai food here, for real. So I would not be surprised. So yeah, to try that out. Oop. Make a little one here. This is looking a little more handsy, like a flower that's handsy.
Yeah.
I've been watching Lost so much, I'm going, yee.
You.
I love it. Yee. My son used to do that when he's into anime too. Yee. I had to leave. Family call. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Des, it's okay. We know that you're around the interwebs.
We know where to find
We
you.
will find you. I will find you. Oh, sorry. that sounded creepy.
Oh my.
It was from that one movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, where he's the. Thank you. Oh, he's the white Indian. Yeah. The white Indian dude. There's always somebody. There's a whole series of movies in the 90s that were pretty hilarious with the sort of white Indian. But the my favorite ones that a lot of Native Americans actually really do like is the Billy Jack. I love that guy. The whole Billy Jack in the 70s. I mean, he's like
with wolves isn't historically accurate.
I just asked.
What do you mean, Michelle?
Well, Graham Greene wasn't bad, considering he's Canadian. He's Canadian and Korean. He's like all dressed up, all Lakota. He did spend some time, like seriously learning the language. So
yeah,
have to admit that he did a pretty darn good job. Well, no, I was thinking. I love Billy Jack. Like before he was gonna kick some ass, he had to like take his shoes off. He loved to like kick everybody around with those bare feet, But yeah, he was fun to watch. Billy Jack is on. I know people who have that hat, that Billy Jack hat. You see those? You always see at least one at the powwow that's got the Billy Jack hat. He was like a very woke, karate fighting.
He's a woke. Just hearing you say the word woke is just cracking me up right now.
I know. He's very woke, hippie / karate kung fu fighter for what was right.
He was a woke martial artist.
Yeah.
Wow. Never would I have ever thought that would be a thing.
Yeah, he was at peace. He was sort of like he was sort of Buddhist, Taoist, and Native, New Age, at one with the earth. But he can still kick your ass, so don't be a bad guy. Don't be a bad guy. He'll kick your ass with his bare feet. And I loved how he had this
a vocal artist. Oh my lord!
I don't think I can say that.
Oh wow, that was like a play on the accent and the concept, and I don't even. Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
A vocal artist.
like a martial artist. Woke.
He's woke.
He's woke.
Local.
He's local.
But what he would do is he like these bad guys. Of course, they were like really like obviously evil and and they were like thinking that they were large and in charge, and he would just like quietly and humbly in his own way, basically saying, "Okay." He's like, "What are you?" They'd be like, "What are you gonna do?" He's like, "Well, basically, I'm gonna do this to you, and then I'm gonna do that to you, and I'm gonna do this to you," and like he's almost regretting that he has to commit acts of violence, but he would let them know truthfully what they were in for, what kind of ass kicking they were going to get.
This is what's happening right now.
And then, of course, they'd mock him more, and then he would just do exactly what he said he was going to do. So it's like, oh, you guys didn't listen. He's telling the truth with his feet. So much fun. So much fun. So I haven't really asked you, Lindsay. But what kind of? I think I'm just going to ask you in general. Like we've been talking a lot in Lost TVs, as you know, like art goals and things like that. And I think he's mentioned you a few times. Like he's quoting some things that you've said and stuff, and I'm like, man, this is such a great community. Like even when I'm not there,
on me.
Yeah. Well,
No, it's great though. I love it.
no, I mean, I think it's great because like we're finding all these like-minded folks, and I mean, he's an illustrator. You're really kind of, I would say, illustrator slash graphic designish,
Yeah.
and like, how inspired are you, and what are some things that you'd like to do? What's on your, art agenda maybe this
Art?
summer? He's been asking everybody, what do you want to do this summer?
Yeah, I think that's a great question that I honestly don't have an answer for. Honestly, the real generic answer is going to be do more.
I love it.
Because I am such a sporadic, actual put things on paper sort of artist anyways. I really don't have like a set schedule. I don't have a series that I'm working on or
I
anything
remember what
like
he
that.
said. He said something about an inspiration board, and we had a discussion about
Yes.
how I basically got a chance. I'm like, yeah, that's a very common thing, and everybody uses it in different ways. They have mood board. Then he talked about some artists who had a specific mood board that they would draw with, and so he was explaining that. I hope I get a link for that video that he's talking about on YouTube because it
I would
sounded
love
really
that.
cool. Well, he said there was this artist who had specific inspirations for what he was going to draw, like 3 or 4 moods.
Oh, like
Um,
drawing emotion sort of thing,
yeah,
right?
let's say it would be a storm,
Okay.
and then maybe an artist that kind of fits in with this idea, that this concept he has in his head. Um, that has something that's moody and
Okay.
storm-like, and maybe a couple other pictures that just have a little element of something, and then he'd pick from that mood board of the 3 or 4 pictures to create a piece of artwork. So his references were more conceptual in a sense.
That's interesting. I like
And
that.
I'm like, that's really cool. So I hope to look for that on YouTube.
I think if I was to go with a theme, if I was just to pick a theme that I've been kind of focusing on most, even just
Anatomy? Just
it actually I wouldn't necessarily put it as just anatomy, but just
right.
returning back to the basics of art.
Yes.
Whether it's like Lost was doing perspective the other day, and I was like, you know what? I absolutely adore perspective, but I cannot tell you the last time I did a piece that was focused on actual perspective. 2 point, single point, whatever, or 3 point, whatever.
3 point, yeah.
I adore it. I just haven't done it in so long that I maybe need to revisit that. And then, it's been really kind of like a trending thing here lately to do the anatomy thing. I think you kind of triggered that a little bit, Michelle.
I'm very triggering. Just ask my boyfriend.
So I think that's fantastic that people are starting to go back to basics and focusing on the fundamentals of how to get those proportions and measurement standards kind of revisited in your brain, because that helps you when you're mapping out other things. And you don't have to be so scientific about it if you actually practice the little pieces off here and there. So I've been kind of redoing that, and then also exploring other methods and other approaches that other artists do.
We've discussed that.
We did briefly discuss that. And YouTube is packed full of different things, and I didn't even honestly know that. Of course, it has names, but I didn't know that the method that I learned had a name until 2 weeks ago. So
and some of the methods I'm looking at aren't necessarily even named, but they're from specific artists that interpret or do their thing in their way, and I'm like picking up a lot of things from them.
If there was to be a Lindsay, what are you working on this summer? That would be probably my answer, other than just being motivated to continue to do something. Now,
well, that sounds very general, but like specifically,
that's super general.
Well, here's just there's like, I think I mentioned 2 things that every artist needs to kind of visit from time to time. And honestly, like the whole thing that I've been doing with the sketching the parts and going back to the drawing board is something I do on the regular basis. I just never really broadcasted it.
I think that broadcasting establishes some accountability.
But exactly, and there's two things that every artist should really consider from time to time. It doesn't have to be like a daily thing. It could be like, once in a while kind of a thing. But like, what are my learning gaps right now? What are the things that I'm like, I really like? For me right now, it's digital stuff.
What stuff do you suck at?
Or that you never really had a chance to learn, never had a class in it, whatever. And for me, I've just never had the opportunity to really delve into specific, like beyond just scanning something and uploading it into Photoshop. It's like, now what? And I didn't really have a purpose for it before, but now I'm seeing some really cool stuff and some directed activity on taking graphite and charcoal drawings, the thing I love to do, and how to do some kind of digital coloring that enhances it. You still have the analog. It's a marriage of the two, but it's very interesting for me to kind of conceptualize it, especially since an iPad is going to be in my future. It's also my goal. Oh, my boyfriend's coming home. Yay. He's here. Yay.
Hello, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Welcome to the broadcast, Bob.
Yeah, so there's basically that the learning gaps, right? But then there's also oh gosh, what was the other thing? I had the second thing and I just left my mind. Shoot, it's not learning gaps. It's like I always think that that's one thing that we need to rough up on. But
I feel like my drawing is all one.
Having learning gap. I think it's more like having a sense of purpose and a direction. And the inspiration board, I was explaining today that I had when I was teaching, I would actually, it wasn't some static thing that once you had pretty pictures that inspired you and you put it up on your wall, it was like more to it than that. It was an interactive activity, something that you would use to put things together so that you would have a purpose for drawing. But I digress. I forget all of what was in my thoughts.
I honestly probably need something like that.
But it's an actual exercise, and I thought I would like to sometime visit it because there's more than one way to do it in a sense, but it's pretty typically the same thing. I should put that together at some point. That could be a broadcast all by itself. How to create an inspiration board that you will use. And basically, let's say you have like a set of pictures of artists or artwork that you really enjoy. It's specifically to the medium or something that you're doing. Like for me, it's portraits and charcoal and graphite in particular.
Yeah.
So I could like focus on that. It doesn't necessarily have to be like Van Gogh can actually fit in that realm because of, some of the things I like. But there's certain elements and techniques, let's say minimal line or, abstract backgrounds with realism in the foreground of an object of some kind, that kind of stuff. So I have that. But then I also have like things that are non-art or just other things that just really are attractive, like movies or photography or objects even.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I look at those 6 to 12 pictures of each of them and see what elements they have and what elements they have in common.
Yeah.
Like maybe dark to like they're really dark and moody, or I like the sort of smoky, obscured. Was it sfumato? I think it's like an Italian word for there are artists like Rubens and other people like who would have like these. They would paint where the edge just sort of disappeared.
I love that. Yeah.
Like smoke. That's the whole idea of like blend. They would blend so well in the background and the foreground that they were just working with light. So, but maybe I had pictures. Let's say I had pictures of actual, smoke or something. So I would take this element of something from that's concrete and technical or a technique. Or let's say minimalism, and then I would take this abstract concept like I really like that dark background, and then see what out of those two things what I can come up with by putting those two things. So it's like a synthesis, the antithesis of that. So concrete, abstract, and then what happens when they have a baby.
Oh.
And that would be my purpose to draw that day. And it's similar to that mood board thing that guy was talking about. That art
one
dude,
guy.
the art dude.
That
But
art guy.
I'm almost done broadcasting, Bob. I got like a few more minutes here. So, but there's, I don't know if you got my message, but there's some pulled pork in the fridge.
Oh yeah. Get that pulled pork.
What?
Yeah. Get it.
Get it.
She's like, what? That's amazing.
Actual pulled pork. Yee.
Yeah.
He's not even here. We're like,
Let's go.
let's go. I like the way you say it.
All these little
So next week,
cone diamonds.
next week, Tuesday, might be a time just to do whatever. And next week, Saturday, I think I'm just going to have, like I said, the list of the previous art challenges or whatever work you're working on. Maybe bring your work in progress, your series, whatever it is, have kind of like, okay, this is what I'm going to start working on.
Yeah.
For you, I mean, it seems like you're a kid in the candy store, but maybe have like,
I like candy.
maybe do that inspiration thing. I will put that together. I have it on a piece of paper as a lesson plan, actually, if I can find it. If not, I will like put the gist of it together and maybe throw it up as a document in a picture in our little chat.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you could come up with something, your own little plan for whatever it is that you want to do, whatever your heart's desire. But I always think that it's best to have some
I
kind
like
of
to
idea.
draw things.
I like to draw
And
stuff.
do stuff.
Yeah, I decided for me, I could draw everything in the world, and I kind of do like for example, I do like drawing hands. I do like drawing flowers. It's not like I'm going to get away from that, gestures and body stuff. But I'm going to focus very heavily this summer on this portrait series. So it's going to be
I think
heads.
that's fabulous.
Heads will roll. I may even decide to draw that skull.
The happy one?
No, an actual. I think I talked about this artist who he really studied anatomy for portrait drawing, and he has a specific way of showing you how to draw the skull with the portrait in mind, so that he literally draws, like starts with the skeleton, he draws on the muscles, and then he goes from there and adds the skin, like right on top of all of that. And it's not separate drawings. And it's kind of cool.
Really cool.
Yeah. So you literally are, building a face. I've never seen anything like it. Not that I would do it quite like that. He's got a few where he's just doing
and that's one thing that I really and that really showed very clearly when I did the Mr. Incredible guy. I do not know where all the muscles are in a human body, clearly, because my shading was all over the place. And there was certain bits that were okay. Then there were other areas that I was just like, yeah, I think there's a muscle there. Let's just wing it,
Right?
It's cartoon. Who cares? But yeah, that is something that I was like, yeah, this needs some work.
Working on like not only the learning gaps, but like having that purpose in mind, married with the learning gaps, married with a sort of like, okay, why am I drawing certain things? Like, what is it that I'm really passionate about doing? And that inspiration thing can actually help uncover some stuff, that you may not even realize you like. And that they have things in common. Like, it just blew my mind when I thought, I love this certain kind of photography. And oh, wow, that fits in with my, 1980s punk dudes,
Yeah.
And some of the faces, like why I'm attracted to some of these people that I want to draw them. It's not just enough that I like their music, but I also like their faces for a certain aesthetic. The androgyny and the black and white photography of it, and of course they wear all these dark, a lot of them, like the guy I'm drawing right now, have the dark makeup. I mean, it's just it's incredibly overlapping for me. Like they literally could be silent movie stars if it wasn't for the fact that it was like the 70s and 80s.
Right.
I mean, you know, and I think like Robert Smith of The Cure would be a great example. Like he really does look like and Susie of Susie and the Banshees, they really look like they could be, you know, back in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah, a lot of those artists kind of rock
So,
that vibe.
Yeah. So I just think it's kind of cool. I'm just really enjoying drawing this hand. Not that I really fleshed out 2 and 3. I think that's actually the hardest thing of this Metamorphosis is not 1 and 4.
The middle parts are really where you have to push yourself in not over exaggerating it one side or the other, just kind of trying to find that nice balance between the
Well,
two.
concept drawing is a big area. So much is in that. And that's where comic style drawing is. That's where anime, animation, all of that's kind of conceptual. People who do science fiction fantasy work. I mean, but abstract renderings of ideas out of your head is the best way to put it. Concept drawing is also hello. Hey, where'd he go? Whoop. Are you finished? Let's take a look.
Yeah, I thought you got muted. That you got muted there for a second.
Oh, okay. Look at this. I love your little. What's the name of this animal?
Capybara.
A what? A capybara?
Here, can we stack? Let's stack. That might show him better. Wait, what did we do?
I just made him big. Like
it's okay. Maybe
yay.
this. Well, that's doing the same thing.
That's okay because I'm just working on this hand right
Whatever.
now.
Now I can see like all his picture. So that was kind of what the whole goal was.
Well, what's really interesting is that he chose an orange, and I think a lot of Buddhists wear like orange and yellow.
Yeah, the orange color, the bright colored robes. Yeah. Hey, Michelle, Psychic Medium D.
Hey, Psychic Medium D. Welcome.
How's it going?
From former Periscope. She's still on Twitter, and it's been a while, I think. But she's a really interesting broadcaster as well. I gotta see yours up close and personal now that I see all this texture. Like really, yeah. I'm loving that waffle cone.
There you go. It's lickalicious.
I love how it's like peeling off almost a layer of ice cream to reveal the microphone-ish underneath. And I can see why you're like, ooh, I'm dedicated to this graphite.
Yeah, there's a lot of going on here.
One thing you can do with graphite is spray when you're kind of done with the graphite part of it, is spray some workable fixative on it to put the next layer of anything you want to color with, especially if it's colored pencils, because then it won't smudge.
That is good to know.
So, but I don't know how much blend you would get with colored pencils after the workable fixative.
I think if I went over with color, it'd be very light just to kind of map in color. But I think I would just let the shading work its own magic on its own.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that was the other thing was like basically almost like a wash of color is perfect.
Like a tint of color just to kind of map out some color for your eyeballs to look at, but most of the shading is going to be locked in. Yeah.
Right. Well, there's this guy named Cody Shilby who is on Twitch now. He used to be on Periscope. He's he specializes in horror art. And he primarily works with ink over pencil and then does watercolor washes. And he's very, very light on the touch with the watercolor washes, but it just enhances all the line work he does because he does a lot of detailed line work. And it's very fascinating stuff that he creates, texture and all of that, and how he retains all of that through the stages from pencil to watercolor. So using ink. You guys are all so talented. Love always seeing what you come up with. Well, I can't wait to see you start broadcasting again if you can. I know you took a hiatus, but she used to do these really cool readings, and she's just a really interesting person to chat with about life in general. Like she's really nice. think she also did some other broadcasts and showing her area a little bit, but that's what I remember her for, just being very friendly and really good at um, helping people, I'd say. It's not just that she does reading, she helps people.
Very good.
And that's the perfect place for you here on HAPS, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it is almost midnight.
You did one last night.
I'm going to have to
Are you
stay
gonna do
on.
pumpkin?
Oh, you did one last night? Oh, yay. So impressed that you can broadcast over all platforms. Yes. And it's interesting how people are coming over here from other platforms and how they're responding to it, the idea of being on here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to cut my
Stream time.
stream time and stay on schedule. It is almost the witching hour. So what do you think, Lindsay? Do you like the idea of just bring your working, your WIPs and your UFOs?
I think that's fabulous.
I say UFOs because I have a lot of unfinished objects that have been set aside as a work in progress that never really got finished.
Mm-hmm.
So, but work in progress / UFOs, that's kind of what I'm thinking next week. Not necessarily a theme. There's so many themes out there. I'm almost feeling like,
You're themed out?
I'm themed out right now.
Let's take a theme break.
Let's just take a different turn. Like, if we're the leaders in the head of the curve and we're the influencers, us artists, the artists of HAPS, leading the way with our visionary visions. Maybe we could just take a turn and do something complete. What's that? And now for something completely unexpected. So, guys, one last look at everybody. Thank you for the High Award and the Night Owl Award. The Night Owl Award is completely appropriate. We should actually. Oh, I haven't drawn an owl in a while. That's just reminding me of. Okay, and Anthony, you guys follow Gerald Benton art if you're not already. He's got his stuff already inked. We're still in pencil. But I love how you started out with the blue pencil. That seems like a comic book illustrator trick right there, because that goes back to the days when we used to actually take literal photographs in a giant machine as a scanning bed. Actually, I used one of those back in the day when I worked on college. I was the editor of my college art and literary magazine, actually, not magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an independent study where I wrote a grant so that we could get this new software called Adobe.
So cool.
Fascinating. We got a Macintosh specifically for printing, and we had like this really great thing. But well done. Thank you so much. And are you broadcasting again tomorrow? Because you said, I believe, Thursday through Sunday you broadcast, Anthony?
Yes, I'll start broadcasting Sunday. I'll start broadcasting tomorrow at 7.
7 o'clock Central Time. So you guys be there or be square. What are you gonna do? Something completely different, or part of the elements of art again?
Gonna do the elements of art.
Okay.
So still kind of debating on whether go back into the mouth again, or probably back into heads.
I should make you do teeth, since you said, I can't do teeth very well. I'm like, I can't do teeth, and I'm not very good at teeth. But maybe some other, surprise us. I can't wait. So 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Here we go. You got to see Lindsay one more time.
Here, let me flip it around.
Flip it around. Yep, you're working on. Ooh, see, those first two are fleshed out. It won't be long. I have a feeling that after we're done broadcasting, you're going to continue on. Are you going to do what you did last week and just maybe open your own broadcast just for fun?
I might. I haven't decided yet. It depends on how I'm feeling.
Well, if not tonight, Tuesday night might be when I'll hit you up and we'll see what we can do about just hanging out either in each other's streams, or maybe we'll just find someone else, like poor Andrew. We just took over Andrew Wong's broadcast now. Andrew Wong, he may not be here, but you guys should follow him. He's a new artist on HAPS.
He's an absolute joy.
He is just a gem. Like, so happy he's here on HAPS. Well done, Lindsay. I think you win the award for best shape.
What? No way.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, they're both the same size. They're both approximately the same shape. And, concept, you hold it in your hands. So my first concept for my piece, let me just show you. My first concept was going to be a double thing. And I thought that's a little too much work. Oops, where am I?
You turned me off.
I turned you off. No. That's not what I was supposed to do.
No.
Okay, I was supposed to make me big. Okay, so oops, I think I got this on Zoom. Maybe that's it. Oops.
I don't know. I may open up a room and just sit in there and color.
That sounds great. Des might be able to come back into the Matrix and join you. I know that she had some issues. Oh, she had a phone call.
I may have to go make some popcorn because I need to snack.
Ooh, popcorn sounds really good.
So I may be snacking.
Yep, I went from hand to sunflower. I don't know if you can see it all, but
I think your progression is fantastic.
I think I'm really pleased with the third one. I haven't really worked on the second one as much because it was just kind of looking kind of like the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz.
That's funny.
So I had this thought of having a hand with a flower in it and that it would reverse. But I'm like, that's a little too much.
Okay.
That's a little too. But then it's like there would be a little baby hand in here. Like what? That would still be kind of weird. So
cool.
I nixed that idea. It was a little too much. I'm always one of those people who I can have too many ideas or go, make it harder than it really has to be. So I wanted to work smart rather than hard.
Very nice.
This is still almost as far up as this camera goes. Let me see. I want to be able to see. How do you like my fancy place where I set my laptop?
You know what? That's all right.
So it's at the right level. There we go. This fits. So yeah. See you guys in the next broadcast.
Okay. Well, thanks for having us, and we'll see you next time.
And I'm just going to do this here, make this big so people, hey, I am actually right here. This is how it is. This is my setup. Yay.
There's the girl.
Yeah. So Bama Pimi Wakwama just means I will see you again later. So if not in this broadcast, somebody else is somewhere else on Heps. And I definitely want to just throw this out there to anybody who happens to watch this on the replay. I am enjoying and humbled by all the invites, but there's only so much I can do. So if I don't come into your broadcast, I just want you to know it's not personal. I'm scheduling, trying to keep it to 6 hours a week at this time, but I am.
You mean you have a real
job hunting? I'm job hunting starting this coming week. I want to make that like a serious thing. So wish me luck. I know other people are in that same position where things are opening up and maybe they too can get back to some kind of income stream. So yeah, laters guys, maybe Tuesday might be the next time I actually hit the camera. But if I don't join in the broadcast, I'll try to watch it and be in the comments section. So see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Good night. Oh, and broadcast.